At my daughter's first birthday, Mom dropped the $1,000 cake and said, "Your sister's kids deserve this more." Dad laughed. My sister gifted expired candy. I stayed silent, then canceled their $12,000 cruise, sold the car I co-signed, and froze every account. That night, Mom texted, "Our tickets are gone." I replied, "Ask your favorite." Wow, my mom's voice cut through the chatter like a knife. "Oops, but your sister's kids deserve this more," she snapped. The whole room went silent as the $1,000 cake I'd ordered ended up on the floor, frosting smeared all over, and those sugar flowers crushed under her foot. It was like a scene from a bad movie. My dad started laughing, a loud, mean laugh. "You never sacrifice for this family," he said, toasting me with his drink. "Always making it about yourself." My daughter was snuggled in my arms, clutching at my shirt with her tiny hands, not understanding what was going on, but boy did I get it. Jessica, my sister, was leaning against the gift table, totally absorbed in her phone. "Don't be dramatic," she said, tossing a sparkly pink bag my way. "Here's our gift for your little princess." I opened it to find a box of candy that looked like it fought a battle, faded, crinkly, and expired 6 months ago. Jessica giggled, "Don't worry, kids won't notice." Mom bent down, not a care in the world, kicking the destroyed cake, sending the pieces flying. A few guests exchanged knowing glances, some tried to hide their smirks. My uncle whispered something to his wife, and she giggled too, never meeting my eyes. Dad pulls out his phone, the flash pops, and just like that, I feel my pocket buzz. A notification alert, family celebrations. So proud of our little girl. I clicked it open to find a photo of the cake disaster and my stunned face, with Dad grinning beside it. Comments flooded in. "Ah, such a sweet family. Jessica is always so thoughtful. Mom is the best. Never a dull moment." My cousin Mark chimed in, "Lol, classic. Always trying too hard, huh?" I didn't say a thing, not even when Dad whispered to his buddy, "Can you believe he dropped $1,000 on that thing?" Always showing off. Not even when Jessica whispered to Mom, "Well, at least my kids get real gifts, not just his ego wrapped in sugar." I just stood there, that fake smile nailed to my face, my daughter resting her head against my shoulder. All around, aunts and uncles sipping their drinks, hiding their grins. Another buzz, another comment, "Didn't he pull the same thing last year?" Always trying to one-up everyone. I slid my phone back in my pocket and headed to the kitchen. My hand stayed steady, even though my chest felt like a tight knot. I sat my daughter in her high chair. She was fascinated by the colorful decorations. I checked my phone again. $12,000 out the window. The cruise I'd paid for, meant for my parents, my sister, her kids, gone. After such a tough year, this was supposed to be something positive. I canceled it all. Jessica's car loan, the one I co-signed? Sold. The family grocery account I handled? Frozen. Utilities, frozen. Subscriptions, frozen. My phone buzzed again with a new Facebook photo. Jessica posing with Dad, both smiling away. The caption, "Family is everything." So grateful for these moments. And then Mom texted. "Our tickets are gone." What happened? I just stared at my reflection in the dark kitchen window, so calm, so quiet. Laughter drifted in from the living room, Jessica's voice loud and cheerful, Dad's booming laugh. I typed back slowly, "Maybe your golden child can book new ones." Put the phone away and walked back in, lifting my daughter once more. Nobody even looked my way, too busy laughing. But inside, something shifted for good. Woke up the next morning to a stream of missed calls. First, "Mom, we can't access our cruise tickets." "What did you do?" I didn't answer. Then, "Jessica, you ruined everything as always." "Did you even think about the kids?" "Yup, her favorite card to play, the kids." And then, "Dad, you were acting like a child. Always so dramatic. It's just money. Just money, my money." I watched the phone screen fill up with messages, each one oozing entitlement. Flipped the phone over and let it buzz away. The room dimmed, but the slow-burning anger under my ribs didn't. Weeks drifted by, but not much changed. Cutting them off wasn't enough. They always found their way back in. Mom's voice on the phone, oh so soft and practiced. "Honey, your father's car broke down again. He's so stressed. Maybe you could help. Just a little. Just like the thousands of dollars over the years. The bills I covered without a thank you." Jessica's texts bombarded me in waves. "Can you spot me $200? My credit card maxed out." A day later, "Please, I really need this. It's for a new job opportunity." But 2 days later, there she was on Instagram, a spa weekend, Cucumber mask on her face, captioned self-care is everything. I ignored the texts, but saw them talking in the family group chat I hadn't left. Jessica, he's so selfish. Always thinks he's better than us. My aunt, honestly, someone should tell him to grow up. He's lucky to even have a family. Dad, some people forget what loyalty means. Laughing emojis, hearts. All united against me. The next family dinner wasn't an invite, it was a demand. Mom's voice pleading on the phone, you have to come. It's for your father. He thinks you're upset. Please, just make peace. Peace, a word they always used when things needed smoothing over. So, I showed up, even though I wasn't really feeling it. Maybe I was hoping for something different. Maybe I just wanted to see if anything had changed. Spoiler alert, it hadn't. The house was cozy and filled to the brim with food. My mom gave me a kiss on the cheek that felt sweet but also kind of toxic. My dad was his usual loud self, grinning from ear to ear. Here he is, the big guy, still grumpy over the cake incident. He laughed, and the rest of the room chuckled along with him. Jessica was at the far end, glued to her phone, acting like I didn't exist. Come on, sit down. We kept a spot for you, Mom said, patting the chair closest to the kitchen, probably so I'd be the one getting up to grab things. Dinner was just a blur of noise, laughter, and the same old jabs. Are you still doing that little job of yours? Is that even a real job? Didn't you just buy a new car? Must be nice not having real responsibilities. I just kept quiet, swallowing their jabs with the dry chicken. Then Jessica chimed in, loud enough to cut through the chatter. Oh, did you see what he posted last year? She said, waving her phone. He actually tried to brag about buying that cake. Can you believe that? My dad lost it, laughing harder than ever. Yeah, $1,000 on a cake, and it ended up on the floor. That's our boy, always throwing money away. More laughter followed, and some of the folks raised their glasses. I felt my phone buzz. My mom had posted a family photo at the table. Everyone was smiling except for me because I wasn't in the shot. The caption read, "Family is everything. So grateful for those who understand love." My chest tightened as the laughter echoed and faces blurred. I needed air. I mumbled about taking a call and stepped out onto the porch. The cold air was a shock to my skin. I took a deep breath, trying to push the anger down. But then I heard them. The kitchen window was cracked open, enough for their voices to drift out. He's so sensitive. Did you see his face? Jessica mocked. He deserves it, my dad chuckled. After everything we've done for him, he thinks he can just walk away. Don't worry, my mom whispered. He always comes back. All we have to do is say we're struggling, and he can't help himself. And if he doesn't? Jessica giggled. We'll just keep telling him he's selfish. He hates that. He's always trying to prove he's better than us, Dad added. Their cruel laughter followed. I gripped the porch railing, my knuckles turning white. I couldn't breathe. I was their joke. Their puppet. The good son. The walking wallet. I drove home in a daze, their words twisting inside my head. The lies, the mockery, the truth. They didn't love me. Didn't even see me. Memories flooded me, years of paying their bills, covering Jessica's debts, canceling my plans for them. Every time, I told myself it was for family. Every time, I believed their apologies. But I was never family. Just a convenience. I pulled over, resting my head against the steering wheel, struggling to breathe. My phone buzzed again. My dad posted a new status. Family isn't who helps when it's easy, it's who stays when it's hard. Comments flooded in with heart emojis, words of praise. Jessica posted a story with them smiling, drinks in hand. The caption said, "Real family, always together." I stared at it, feeling something inside crack. They were rewriting the story, my story, painting me as the villain, the selfish, bitter son. But they didn't know me anymore. I wasn't just going to walk away. I was going to take everything back, starting now. I didn't sleep that night, my chest filled with a burning anger. Their voices echoed in my mind, laughing, mocking, plotting how to use me again. But I wasn't the fool they thought I was. By morning, I had a plan. Not just to walk away, but to make them see the damage they'd done. The perfect opportunity was right there, my dad's birthday dinner. If they wanted a show, I'd give them one they'd never forget. The restaurant buzzed with laughter, chandeliers casting a warm glow over the crowded table. My dad's birthday was a royal affair, plates piled high with seafood, glasses raised in toasts. My mom beamed, her arm wrapped around his shoulders. Jessica was snapping selfies, her voice cutting through the noise. I slipped in quietly, a large, elegantly wrapped gift box in my arms. Eyes turned, whispers spread. My dad grinned wide, raising his glass. Well, he made it. Come in, come in. We thought you were too busy for us. The table chuckled, and Jessica's smile tightened. I smiled back, taking my seat. The gift sat in the middle of the table, a sparkling centerpiece. My dad couldn't keep his eyes off it, filled with greed. Dinner went on, a blur of stories I'd heard a million times, my dad bragging about his tough business years, my mom swooning about how family is everything, Jessica whispering to her friends. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And hit the notification bell to stay updated with more crazy real-life stories happening around you. So, there was this whisper. Typical of him, always making a big deal out of everything, acting like he's all that. But, hey, he always comes back eventually. I just sat there, observing the scene. Everyone laughing, flaunting their arrogant smiles, with my dad's arm wrapped around my mom's shoulder like they're the perfect family. But I knew it was all an act. Then, the moment came. My dad cleared his throat and raised his glass, all proud. Thanks for coming, everyone. Family means everything to me, and tonight, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Cheers erupted, glasses clinked. Jessica was already capturing the moment on her phone for the next family pic. That's when I got up. Calm and collected, I spoke loud enough to hush the room. Before we celebrate, I've got something to share. Everyone's eyes fixed on the big gift box on the table. Dad looked excited, grinning wide. Finally, some gratitude, he chuckled. I slowly unwrapped the box, lifting the lid to reveal a pile of papers. Gasps filled the room. Mom's voice shook as she asked, "What is this?" I pulled out the first page. It's every dollar I've spent on this family for the past 7 years. The mortgage, bills, and every so-called emergency that always turned into spa days and vacations for Jessica. Silence. Dad's smile vanished. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm just warming up, I said, showing more papers, bank statements, transfers, every time they claimed they needed help. Jessica's face went pale. This is crazy. Why are you doing this? Because people need to know the truth, I stated. How they used me, called me their wallet, laughed at me when I wasn't looking. I played an audio recording from my phone. Dad's voice rang out, he doesn't notice. We say it's for repairs, and he pays. Then Jessica's voice, if he finds out, whatever. He just wants our approval. The room buzzed with shock. People exchanged uncomfortable glances. Mom stood up, furious. How dare you? This is a family moment. A family moment? I shot back. You don't even know what family means. Family doesn't use and betray you. Jessica's boyfriend, disgusted, whispered, "Is this true?" But she couldn't answer. Dad looked shocked and angry. You're humiliating us. Funny, I laughed. You did all this yourself. Made me your backup plan, Jessica cried out, stop. You're ruining everything. I held up one last paper, the house deed. This is mine. It's getting sold. The free ride's over. Dad tried to grab the papers, but I stepped back. Go ahead, try. But it's done. Vacation's cancelled. Jessica's car, gone. Utilities, frozen. Mom stumbled, gripping a chair. You can't do this. You're our son. Not anymore. I felt a weight lift off me. The restaurant was silent. People watched, some with phones out. Jessica's friends awkwardly left, one by one. Then Jessica's boyfriend stood, looking disgusted. I can't believe you're so selfish, he said, walking out. Jessica screamed, desperate. Dad was shouting threats. Mom sobbed, grabbing my arm, but I pulled away. I loved you, I said quietly. I tried helping, but you only saw a wallet. And now, that's gone. I walked out, past all the stunned faces, out of the restaurant. The cold night air was liberating. The chaos inside was fading away. I slammed the door shut, silence washing over me. My phone buzzed. Mom, pleading. Dad, angry. Jessica, accusing. I tossed the phone aside, done playing their game. But then, a new message popped up from an unknown number. I know what they did. I can help you. I hesitated. Was it a scam or another game? Another message came through, a photo of my family, laughing together, Dad's phone in the air, caught in their joy. I remember seeing my mom laughing, her head thrown back without a care in the world. But right then, this icy feeling gripped my chest. I had just gotten a strange call from an unknown number. Turned out, Jessica had used my name for something big. My heart raced as I opened my banking app, but nothing seemed off. Still, something felt off, so I decided to ring up the bank. Yes, sir. Let me take a look, the bank rep said. After a moment, she dropped the bombshell. Ah, there's an active loan in your name, taken out about 3 months ago. My mind was reeling. 3 months. That was during the time I was still paying off their bills. And we're talking $30,000 here, apparently signed by yours truly. My vision went fuzzy. That couldn't be right. I hadn't signed anything. The person on the phone hesitated for a second and then dropped another bomb. I'm afraid the documents are verified, and your signature is on there, Jessica. I felt this cold fury settle in. She didn't just use me, she outright stole from me, lying and forging her way through it. Even more gutting, my parents were backing her up, laughing it off like it was nothing. Well, not anymore. I made my way to their place, noticing the door wasn't even locked. Walking in, the floorboards creaked under each step. There they were in the living room, Jessica lounging on the couch, my mom right next to her, and my dad pacing around. Their smiles disappeared as soon as they saw me. "What are you doing here?" Dad snapped, already on the defensive. "Did you take a loan in my name?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. I had already filed a fraud report, so I was hoping the bank would dig deeper. But the fact that they'd betray me like this, it just hurt. Jessica went pale. Mom stood up, trying to play peacekeeper. "Sweetheart, let's not make a scene, okay?" she said. I let out a sharp laugh. A scene? I just found out I owe $30,000 for a loan I never took. "Jessica, did you forge my signature?" She tried to say something, but nothing came out except tears. Dad jumped in, shouting, "Enough of this. You're trying to pin your problems on your sister." I moved closer, my voice low but firm. "I have proof. The bank has the documents, her signature, my name, $30,000 taken behind my back. Is this what family means to you?" Mom's hands shook. She turned to Jessica, "Is this true?" Jessica broke down. I needed it. I thought I could pay it back before he noticed. But pay it back with what? More lies? More of my money? I was done. Dad looked like he'd been hit with a ton of bricks. He turned to Jessica, "You said it was for school." "For a course." And there was Jessica, crying into her hands. Mom looked devastated too. "We gave up everything for you, paid it all off, and you lied to us, too," she said, tears in her eyes. I took a step back, letting their little world fall apart. "This is your family," I said, ice cold. "A bunch of liars, thieves, and cowards. But I'm done. No more money. No more help. No more pretending." "You can't just walk away," Dad yelled, desperation in his voice. "We're family. Family." I let out a bitter laugh. Family doesn't steal. Family doesn't wreck lives. Family doesn't turn their kids into ATMs. Mom looked like she was about to collapse. "Please don't do this. We were trying to protect you." "Protect me?" I snarled. "No, you were protecting yourselves, and you destroyed me. But that stops now." I turned to leave. Dad's voice was a roar behind me. "If you walk out that door, you're dead to us." I didn't even glance back. Out in the cold air, I felt free. The chill hit my face, but I felt light as a feather. They were gone, and I was finally untethered from all that toxicity. Back at my apartment, silence felt like a comforting embrace. But I wasn't alone. My little girl, Lily, brought me back to the present with her tiny voice. "Daddy, look," she said, holding up her tablet with a colorful drawing of a house and 2 happy faces. "Just us." "It's perfect," I whispered, pulling her close. My phone buzzed, more emails. One from Mom asking me to talk, one from Dad blaming me for the family falling apart. I didn't bother opening them. Instead, I donated $5,000 to a fraud victims charity, under the name Jessica M. I emailed the receipt to Mom with a note, "Now I'm really helping the family." Time went by, and my consulting business started to take off. I poured energy into picking Lily up from school, helping with her homework, and reading her bedtime stories. Occasionally, a new email would pop up from them, but they just went straight to the trash. They'd made their choice. One evening, as city lights blinked outside my office window, Lily hugged me again. "Daddy, are you happy?" she asked. I smiled, finally feeling unburdened. "Yes, sweetheart," I whispered, kissing her forehead.